Hello and welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot. I'm Travis Helwig.
I'm Vince LaRosa.
Well, we had another soccer game today, Vince. Did you watch it?
I mean, I have to contractually for this show. I wish I didn't watch the first half, and I can say with certainty that it it made my stomach hurt at times. Just how frustrating some of the play was, and some of the like poor touches and lack of quality at times. And then there's the result. Not a good result for LAFC. I mean, they stay unbeaten now in 8 games, but really frustrating.
Sorry, I'm just playing with all these new things.
Yeah, you are.
Look, the question that I have after that game is, did we learn anything about the team today? Right? Like what did we learn about LAFC that we didn't know going into this? I think that Olivier Giroud is capable of scoring a goal is maybe. And I think also, the result is a point. We didn't deserve a point based on the first half. So it shows some resilience in that direction. But I don't know. We're in a real middling stretch for the team as of late. At least, I don't know. Do you feel like we learned anything?
Not really. I mean, I think if we want to just get to him right away, like my happy foot was Hugo Lloris. I think in like the past month or so, he's had some like shaky games. A really solid game from him. Just was there every time he needed to be. Made a couple of really good saves, and then a couple that were you expect him to make, but there had been times in this season when he maybe messes the one of those up. I thought Mark Delgado was good. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. Like they dug themselves a hole that they then had to get out of. And, if they had a little bit more quality, they really probably should have won that game. But also Hugo had to be big in that game. So it was like, it was a real mixed bag. But I'm upset because I think that they should have won the game. And there were times in the second half where they played some really pretty football and it didn't come off. And you just wish that they would have given that performance through the entire game. Like if they would have played the way they played in the second half and still ended up tying 2-2 the entire game, then I would be a much different disposition. I'd be a lot happier. But to play as flat as they did, to make the mistakes that they did, it was watching the game. I was audibly the amount of times that I just said like, what the fuck? Like, and I know it's not that easy, but like, there's just plays that I was like, these guys make these plays all the time. And now all of a sudden, and I know the weather wasn't great, but like, that's not an excuse. I'm sorry.
It is funny. Player. Yeah. Like I'm getting tired of our inability to play in any weather that isn't 70 degrees and sunny, right? Like it's a pattern now that we can't win a game if the weather isn't pristine. And especially as we get into the summer and it gets hotter, it's going to be harder. I don't know. This team played an incredibly boring game that was really not clinical today. And I think the big question I have coming from this is like, what's going to happen next week, right? We have arguably the biggest game in club history next week against Club America, at least one of them. I mean, I do think we rotated somewhat. That's why the lineup was so strict. That's why we saw Yaboa in the game.
Trevi Tillman, yeah.
Yeah. But it very much felt, I said this before the Columbus and Miami games in Champions Cup. Can this team show up in the big moments? And we've proven that we can sometimes and we can't others. We're just, the word of the season is inconsistent. I can't think of any other word besides inconsistent. I don't know how you feel about next week.
Well, I wonder if this is the opposite of that. Like they're in Montreal, the weather's not good. They're playing a team that's not very good. They're not in their same conference. Like I wonder if this is, and this isn't an excuse. This goes back to like their mentality. Like this team doesn't really seem to have like that leadership killer mentality where they live up to their potential. I think that they just played poorly because like they just didn't seem to care to start the game, and then they got mad when they went down, and then they started to play. And if they had just been ready for the moment at that, right when the whistle blew, it would have been a much different game. Club America, I mean, they're a very good team. So this is what's been so interesting about some of this like discourse we've been having about it or seeing about it, it's like people are like, we're definitely not going to play well against them. Well, one, LAFC has played well in big games this season. I know that everyone wants to point out the Galaxy game or losing in Miami, but like they also beat Miami at home. They also beat Columbus at home. And if that LAFC shows up, I would put them up against just about anyone. But for someone to like come into that and be like, oh, there's just no chance, it's interesting. Like Club America is Club America. Like they're a really good team. Of course it's going to be hard. It's been interesting to be like, either we have zero chance or we should kill them. And I'm not sure why there's no in between there. Like it's going to be a good game. They're a good team, and LAFC is going to have to play again, like they did against Columbus at home or like they did against Miami. And I think that they have it in them. And I think that they'll probably be up for that, especially at home. But that doesn't detract from the fact that, like you said, they're incredibly inconsistent. And we don't know what to expect from this team. So very well, they could get, beaten 4-5-0 by Club America, or I honestly could see them winning that game.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm crazy to say that.
I don't think so either. I mean, I am feeling like we don't know which team we're getting every time we watch it. And so there's a world, like we played incredibly against Columbus and Miami. And I don't think it is that big of a stretch to compare Columbus and Miami to Club America. I would say Club America is probably better, but we were clearly better than those two teams as well. Right. And like I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments saying that this is a lost or forgettable season. I would say arguably it is forgettable so far, but the idea that it's lost is very silly because
did we have this conversation in 2023? And I know that like they didn't win trophies, but they did go to a lot of finals. So I mean, I remember people
fourth in the West. And the season is so long, and playoffs mean anything can happen. I'm not saying we've had a good season, but like if anything is true about MLS is that you can turn things around. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Galaxy make a run and suddenly they're in the playoffs, right? So many teams make the playoffs. So what are we even talking about?
Yeah, a loss.
It's
hyperbole. Like just calm down.
There's no chance that we turn the season around.
There is no absolute chance? What does that mean?
I have no idea. Look, Columbus and Miami have not been great this season. That's not true. I mean, Miami was good until they got kicked out of Champions Cup.
Yeah. And Columbus has also looked really good too.
Columbus has been very good all year. Look, I don't know. Do people like the team that watch this show? What are we doing?
That's a good, actually, that might be the question. Let's answer that and then we can go.
Yeah. Do I like the team? Do you like the team, Vince? I want the team to do well. And so I'm hopeful that we'll do well.
I think that's why I'm frustrated. Cause I'm like, look, watching some of those guys and I'm like, I know you can do better than this. Like watch it. I'll tell you what, watching Igor Jesus refuse to separate from his marker, like just looking for contact and looking to just like get into a wrestling match every single time he has the ball. I'm going to lose my shit. Like, will somebody please tell him? Like, he'll even get away from the guy and then be like, wait, let me stop for a second. Slow down. Okay, back into me. Okay, now we're wrestling again. It's like, what is going on here? What are you doing? I think he's so afraid of passing the ball forward that he's like, well, if I make it look tougher, then when I get out of it and pass it sideways, that's like, it was a good thing. I don't know. I'm trying. I generally like the kid. But yeah, it's been frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, even Bouanga, I thought Bouanga had a good game at times, but like, was so ball dominant that it was frustrating, but I can't be too mad at him when we have no offensive threat at the moment, right? It really just feels like we can't finish in the final third and we're holding on and looking for things that just aren't happening. We don't have creativity where we need it. And then I'll get mad at Yayaboa for fucking yanking a ball over the crossbar with 3 minutes left or whatever, but at least someone was trying to score. Also, we have to at least acknowledge that the goalie for, I don't know, he looked like Andrew Weeby's like older brother, like mean older brother was the goalie for Montreal. But he played incredibly. He had a really good game, stopped 2 or 3 great goals. Like there should have been more goals in this game than there were, but there was a bunch of good goalkeeping.
I also thought that Nathan Ordaz was very good on the wing in this game. I generally don't like him playing as a winger, and I thought that he had some good moments. He was one of the bright spots actually of the first half. Like it actually seemed like he knew what he was doing and was trying to connect the team versus being an individualist. And I liked that because again, I I don't normally like him on the wing. I do like what Abobasi brings in terms of his hold up play, and it wasn't great to start the first 20 minutes, but it picked up from Abobasi, and then there was some good connections. But to your point, ball don't go in net sometimes, and that kind of. But if LAFC had won that game, I think we'd still have somewhat the same feeling, like, oh, we kind of escaped there, or really played a poor game. Like, to the point of Club America, like if they played this game, they have absolutely no chance against Club America. They play like this, but I don't think at home they will.
I think we're absolutely the underdog, right? Like I don't think anyone thinks
be.
that we're not the underdog going into that.
In the world of football, this is like Club America is Real Madrid of North America, and LAFC is like Red Bull Leipzig, like a very good team that's like new and has good players and it has done good things, but has never like totally gotten to the absolute peak of the continent, and also is not very old. Like Club America has history upon history upon history compared to LAFC. So yes, we are the underdogs in this, but that doesn't mean that Leipzig doesn't sometimes beat Madrid. I mean, Madrid crashed out of the Champions League this year. Like those things happen.
Yeah, we have a bunch of super chats. I think like the tone of the criticism about the team, I think, is fair. I think we are a very difficult team and I think we've been really hard on the team this year. We just haven't said
some of it's just hyperbole. Like you said, like it's okay to be like, I'm upset, but like then to be like, we're never going to win anything. All these guys should die. And
the Galaxy had a bad season last year too, and then they won MLS Cup. Right. Yeah. Like they built it back up in the second half of the season. But like the way MLS is set up is that you can go on runs and weird shit happens all the time. It's not always win the double. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Vince.
No, I actually interrupted you.
But yeah, I just feel like I feel the exact same way all of these commenters feel. I think it's silly to say that it's a lost season when it goes until October and there's a 18 team playoff. And if we beat Club America, we're in the biggest club tournament in the world. All right. Let's get to some super chats because we both have some Memorial Day parties we want to get to, so we don't want to make this too long. All right. First one, Vaughn Amirian. Anyone check in on Darren? Is he alive? Thank you so much for the super chat, Vaughn. Darren did not make it through surgery, unfortunately. So Darren has passed away. So if you're going to miss Darren, make sure you put prayer hands in the chat. Say big ups, RIP Darren. We'll miss you. And make sure if you want to give money to him, throw in a super chat. His family will get that.
YouTube still will take a hefty portion, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's what he wanted. He wanted to give.
That is what he wanted
to give the money to.
Loves the YouTube.
Thank you so much, Vaughn. William Lamb, $4.99. What's up, Half Savo crew? Average draw results. San Diego FC slammed Galaxy twice. And yes, enjoying Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert at SoFi tonight. You're in a very LA day, William.
Damn. That's
that's great. It is funny. I love Kendrick Lamar, but I'm like, the tour's still happening. Doesn't it feel like that's been going on for he's really been dragging out how successful the last year was, huh? I love him, but I guess you got to make money.
Make that money when you can.
Yeah, and Galaxy's still winless. And the draw actually helps us more than a San Diego win would help us in the table. So ideal result.
It wasn't a draw. It was a win.
Oh, was it a win?
Yeah, they won in the last minute.
Oh, when I looked at it, it was cool.
Yeah,
okay.
In the 96th minute, the just comical attempt at a clearance by Garces and Irving Lozano scored. Chucky scored to make it 2-1. Yeah.
Remember when we thought we were going to get Chucky?
Yeah.
Edgar.
Turns out he's a good player.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Edgar, thank you so much for the super chat. Are we back after that misstep against Seattle? Don't ask our chat that question. I certainly don't think we're back. I think we what is this? 3 draws in 4 now, all on the road.
Yeah,
Steve Trundle would say points are fine.
This 8-game unbeaten streak is a little bit of a mirage.
Yeah. It does feel like we're missing something roster-wise. And I couldn't tell you what it is. I thought the defense was weak tonight. I thought the midfield at the time was weak tonight. And I thought the forwards were weak tonight. So maybe
I mean, we haven't talked a
happen.
lot about like actual things in the game, but I do think that Marco Donadell saw something that we saw last week. If you have two athletic, physical, or not two, but if you have athletic, physical forwards and they have two of them in Veroni and Prince Owusu, put them right on top of LAFC's center backs. They will struggle, and they did until they kind of readjusted in the second half and had basically had Igor, help out in terms of like, if those guys are wrestling with the forwards, like help the defenders. Before that, they were kind of on an island, and we saw what we saw against the Galaxy. Like, they struggle 1v1.
What did we? Oh wait, there's a bunch more super chats. I was about to ask you a question that wasn't a super chat, but we got to get through these. Daniel says, "Thank you so much for the super chat, Daniel. Vince, you seem like a kale type of person. What does that mean? Do you like kale, Vince?
I mean, I like green things. It's not like an exclusive thing to my diet. I like a lot of food, actually. I'm not very mono food in that way. I don't even know
mono
what the word would
food.
be.
Yeah, that's right. A picky eater.
Yeah, I'm not a picky eater at all.
I think kale's good. I mean, you have to prepare it. Kale raw is rough sometimes.
Yeah, I think it can be.
It.
Yeah, it's like, kale chips can be good. I mean, I'm not going to eat like a raw leaf of kale, but I wouldn't eat a raw head of lettuce either.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you cooler if you eat lettuce instead of kale? Or though, what's cool? Arugula. That's what.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's
people like sprouts. People like sprouts too.
Okay,
but sometimes you can get like diseases from sprouts. I don't fully understand.
That sounds diseases.
Bad. There's like bacteria in sprouts. And then Mikey 999 making up for making me so angry in the Discord with the 9. He really pays me off every week. Ready for Club American? Sure. Mikey is a Club America supporter first, but a avid Patreon contributor. So thank you so much for your support. I feel like we covered this. No, I don't feel ready for them, but do I think we have a shot? Yes. If like Vince said, if this team shows up, will we win? Absolutely not. All right, let's go. We have some callers before we get to the rest of the super chat. Grizzly, welcome to the show. Any happy feet or sad feet?
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on.
Welcome to the show, Grizzly.
What is up? My one, we did beat America in a friendly earlier this year. Why is no one talking about that? Like, we totally matched them, and it wasn't like they were throwing it away either.
In fact, we've never lost to them in all the times we've played them.
That's true. Did the last week? Oh, that was Tigres that went to.
We played in SoFi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and technically a loss in penalties is not a loss.
What? Yeah. Are we? What do you guys see? I'm curious.
Hey, Grizzly, are you high?
No, I'm jet lagged.
Oh, okay. Just
same thing.
But Helwig, you're in some sort of a Ingmar Bergman chalet or something.
I'm
Scandinavian background.
I'm in a misery cabin. I have someone tied up to a bed in the back room. Sorry, do you have any happy feet or sad feet? We interrupted you, Chris.
I just had a question about our midfield. If you guys think we're getting anyone there, and I can't find out anything on the chat about who anyone thinks is going to take over as manager. Those are my only questions.
I think those are good questions. Vince, you wanna answer any of them? I feel like we have no answer for either.
Yeah, not good answers.
No one's talking about it at all, but
because with LAFC you could never tell. They don't seem to make the choice that would anybody thought? I mean, when Steve showed up, it looked like he was a coach in waiting, but would anybody really thought that would be the first choice? And so I think that they're gonna. Ante Rozov's been there for a long time, and I think he very well should get to interview and get a look. But I could also see them going and getting some guy from South America that they think is an up and coming coach, and that can help them start a pipeline of young talent from there. So it's hard to choose. Similar to when we get a player and people are like, "Who are we going to get?" I'm like, it could be anybody. LAFC doesn't generally shop for the Girouds and the De Bruynes and the big names. And then in terms of midfield, I mean, there's not really much space there. Someone would have to go. for them to bring someone in, really. Like, they do have kind of a glut of midfielders. The problem is they're all kind of the same midfielder. Like, they all work really hard. They're kind of good on the ball, but they're just not, there's not a lot of creativity and not a lot of great forward passing. And so they really have to work well as a unit. Would I like to see somebody that's a little more creative? Yes, I'd love to, but I think they've got to get rid of somebody in order to bring somebody in.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why our forwards are struggling so much if there's no one facilitating that.
Bouanga's having to, we talked about it a couple games ago. Like, is Bouanga going to have to receive the ball and then carry the ball all the way down the field and then either score and or assist a teammate every single game? Well, then he's going to have games where he struggles, like today. Like, he can't do everything all the time, although some games it does feel like he can.
Right. The last thing I'll say is I had originally thought when we brought Chiellini here, I thought they were going to like be prepping him to become manager, but then he left.
I mean, it's still possible, right? It's not out of the question.
I think he's not. I remember having a talk with him about this. He does not really want to be a manager. I think he really wants to be more on the business side and maybe like the Thorrington type side. And Juventus has kind of created a pipeline for him. And if Juventus is already going to, it doesn't matter. If Juventus says they want him there, he's going there. Like,
I thought you said, instead of Thorrington, I thought you said something. Who's the guy on Dynasty who is like the lead character? Like,
I don't know.
That lead character. Oh, Brett Carrington.
Carrington.
Oh, what a name.
Said, like, Chiellini wants to be Brett Carrington.
He could be.
Yeah.
He could be anything.
He's dashing. Grizzly. Yeah, he could do anything.
Happy Memorial Day, Grizzly. Good to see you.
Peace.
Peace. All right, let's get to some more super chats. I mean, the manager conversation is going to be a long one. I feel like there's a world in which we start to get rumors as the season's going on, but the team's pretty tight-lipped, right? Like, unless there's a world in which if it's Razov, they let him slowly transition over the course of the season, but I can't imagine they bring in a brand new person before the season ends, despite what the Discord wants.
Don't think so, but also keep this in mind. The European season is just ending, and there might be a lot of coaches that become available through that season ending. So give it a couple more weeks. We'll start to see some of the vacancies open up and some of the coaches that are available. And then I think rumors will start flying. But they won't come from the club.
Yeah, right. Well, we're seeing tons of rumors. Well, we're in rumor season is what I will say for everything. So if you see a tweet, don't believe it. I would say baseline, don't believe any tweet that you see. All right, some more super chats. Daniel, thank you so much for the super chat. Giroud will go missing again after this game. Yeah, we know that, but he's back.
I'm just glad he scored that goal. Like, that's the type of goal he would score, and he's actually had some of those chances and didn't. So I'm just glad he scored it.
Yeah, that was the type of goal he would miss 99 times out of 100 for us so far. So happy he was there, and weirdly smart on Dolo to put him in. He was able to score. Mm-hmm. Daniel, again, thank you so much. As Tom Cruise retires, I vouch for Travis to be the next Mission Impossible lead man. I'm too tall. I would say, 1, I'm not nearly jacked enough. 2, I'm not an actor. And 3, I don't think Tom Cruise is going to retire. I know that they're saying this is the last one. Don't believe everything Hollywood tells you when they're trying to sell movie tickets. All right. So I don't think this is the last Mission Impossible so much as no one went to see the first part of this when it was a 2-parter. And then they changed the name of this one so that it's not a 2-parter anymore. And then they're like, it's the last one. And suddenly people are going to see it again. So just don't believe everything the movie trailers tell you is all I'll say.
It's literally the only thing Tom Cruise likes to do. And at this point, even if a studio is like, well, we're not going to pay for it anymore, he's like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like, I'm sure he will.
I don't know how he did it, but he completely rehabilitated his image over the last 10 years. Like, something about him doing Top Gun. People are like, we don't care anymore about the Scientologists locking people in closets. We love the guy. He hangs out with movie theaters. Like, whenever he goes to a movie theater, it's like him and the movie theater staff hanging out for 20 minutes. Watch videos of him eating popcorn. He throws it into his mouth as he eats.
Well, he made sure that his appearances were all like kind of curated, as opposed to like, you don't see him on talk shows anymore. They're like, run on out there and talk, Tom. No. Yeah. No more talkie. You just you hang out with the guys. They ask you some questions like, "What's it like to be Tom Cruise?" And then everyone's like, "I like that guy." And I'm sure at that time he is likable.
I am such a fan of movie theaters. Like I love going to the movies. I think that's one of the things that brings me the most joy in life is like going to see a movie. And the fact that he's made that like his sole thing that he advocates for, I'm like, yeah, I'm on board, man. And you're like the biggest movie star. Yeah, if you could get people to go see a movie, I'll forgive all the torturing that you and your relation perpetrated. All right, let's keep going before I get shot in the head by the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, Ephraim's,
I mean, I'm in the woods. There's no way that anyone would hear me.
They'll find you.
Ephraim, thank you so much for the super chat. If Darren's voice changes after his surgery, then I might have to unsubscribe to the Patreon. We've yet to hear him speak. We only have heard he's been typing.
True, actually.
He has a giant bandage under his nose.
He's been sending these voice chats that have like Stephen Hawking voice. So I don't think that that's him. Although who knows?
It's very possible his voice changes. His nose is very big at the moment though. And he has like, his jaw looks really like strong, which I thought was interesting.
He definitely got the Efron, which we told him to. It was on the menu. Why not?
Thank you so much for the super chat, Manuel. $2. Is Giroud back? You want to take this one in?
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he only, but here's the problem. He only scores in areas of the world in which they primarily speak French.
Where did he score? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Portland, Poland,
Columbus,
Colombie, Tom Boger. Yeah, that's what it was. Is that Tom Bogert's name? If you say it in a French accent, is hamburger. Hamburger.
What a callback.
This is not a super chat, but I want to highlight it. Still going by YouTube user, but he can't get his YouTube name to be Tall Chris. YouTube user, you'll always be YouTube. I can't believe we got to meet YouTube user. It means the world to us that you always show up, YouTube user. The first user of YouTube. How else would you get that name, man? All right. Jeremy Coffin, thank you so much for the super chat, $4.99. Denis is killing us. Poor first touch and very indecisive equals turnover machine. He misses wide open or does. Best scoring op came from Under's side. I do agree that Under made a lot of interesting plays happen, but I do feel like we are so not creative in the final third that I'm not as mad at Bouanga now that he has been finishing. I don't know. How do you feel, Vince?
Same. He's having to do a lot of the work. Does it leave a lot to be desired? Yeah, but when he gets on the ball and sees the options in front of him, he's like, I'm going to have to make it happen or else no one's going to make it happen. So, but I don't disagree. He had poor first touch in this game and there were some bad decisions.
Yeah, I don't think it was his best. I thought it was funny that he got man of the match after the game. I was like, really? Yeah, the Apple TV gave him man of the match.
So they're not watching.
They want to give it to a star, I guess, but give it to Giroud at that point. He tied the game up. Right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jeremy. I can see why people would be frustrated with Denis after this game, but he's finally scoring for us again, so I'm not going to be upset with him. Couple of Darren starred his own comments, even though they're not super chat, so I'll put these up. Big ups to Darren, RIP. Yeah, RIP
From
Darren.
The grave.
We'll miss you. I'm so happy you have Wi-Fi in hell. My son is here asking why I'm not doing the show. He said, quote, Travis did it when he was sick. Did I? I guess I've had a pretty consistent streak. I've been doing it on the road a lot. I feel like I felt bad that I missed a bunch at the beginning. So, yeah, I have been good. I deserve a miss, is what I'm going to say. Darren, get well soon. We're so sad.
Also, Darren, you let your son watch the show? That's bad parenting.
I talk about cum all the time on here. Don't.
He does.
Damn, Darren's son is brutal. Anything else from this game? Joey, do you want to come on or are you just listening? I know sometimes you hang out. Turn on your camera if you want to come on. Okay. Last caller. Joey, welcome to the show. Any happy feet or sad feet? Are you in a furniture showroom?
Yeah. Are you at Jerome's?
Crate and Barrel outlet in Seal Beach.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah. Give us a tour.
All right. Yeah, look at all these couches.
Yeah.
A lot of couches.
As far as I can see. Yeah, right.
Oh man, you're making some content, man. Okay, yeah, give us some tour. All right, let me see. What are you getting at Crate
what are you there for?
Look at these. Okay, so there's some rugs.
Oh, rugs. Hell yeah.
So far, I'm getting 4 blackout curtains.
Oh,
Smart.
I love a blackout
which makes a
curtain.
huge difference because 0 curtains is a really brutal way to wake up in the morning. Darren, what's the vibe in your house? Your son is roasting you, bro.
It's true.
I kind of love talking to Darren as though he's Joey one bar. But yeah, this is good stuff. Yeah, I got a haircut today.
Anyways, you're looking good. What?
Crate and
Happy Feeder
Highly
Stat 3
recommend
from Crate and Barrel.
What's your happy? You didn't see the game. You were at Crate and Barrel. You were busy.
I mean, I got to listen to Dave Denholm, who said we almost won, because he thought that then he scored that goal when he shot into the side net. But yeah, anyways, I'm back. Anyways, take care, you guys. I'll see you.
Okay,
later.
goodbye. Yeah. That's all. I thought you would have something to say about the game. Guess not. That was one of my favorite calls we've ever had. If you're ever in a furniture store, please call into the show.
Yeah. Any outlet store whatsoever. And if you can get a manager on the show.
Oh, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping he would go around and interview some people, but actually don't do that. No, don't do that. We're not advocating for that. David Day says Club World Cup play-in next week. We got to beat Club America, biggest game in our history. I do think if we beat them, it immediately is one of the most important games in our history. If we lose, I will downplay what it means. I'm already telling everyone now.
I got to think more on that. I do think, it's a huge game and obviously a huge opportunity, but biggest game? Bigger than being in the final of your... Would you rather...
I'm
not sure how I feel. Let me put it out there. I'm not sure how I feel about this competition in general.
Yes.
So the money's nice. That's about it.
I think there's going to be eyeballs on it, right?
Sure.
And that can be good or bad.
Maybe. From what I've been hearing, it's not going well.
Yes, they're not selling tickets, and it's going to be at American time, which isn't the easiest. I thought you were
going to say it's going to be at a Marriott. I was like, that's pretty bad. They're only showing it at a Marriott. That's the only place you can see the games.
I do think people will watch when their team plays. And so I do
I think Europeans don't care. They really don't care.
Yeah, but I do think who knows? I bet people always don't care about new tournaments when they start. And then once they get into the knockout round, everyone's suddenly fucking invested.
Sure.
Would you rather win League's Cup or win this one game against Club America?
Oh, win this one game. If we're going to stack the cash grabs, I'll take this cash grab. I
sort of think so, right? It's more money. It's more eyeballs. 3rd year of League's Cup. Who gives a fuck? Winning this one game would be a big deal. And we'd suddenly be in a very cool tournament. Does the tournament mean anything? No. But I'm happy that we're in it and not someone else, right? Of course we'll be happy about it. Yeah, I feel like winning this one game would be a very big part of the season. I do think that we are the underdogs and we should steel ourselves to be the underdogs, and we all have to show up and be fucking loud because Club America's fans are going to be really fucking loud at this game. They advocated half the stadium to them, or allocated half the stadium to them. So it's not going to be a fan home game. So just be prepared for a tough home environment. And I haven't bought my tickets yet. I got to buy my tickets. Are you going to go? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm wondering if they'll give us press access. Will we get that box? Because if I can't do the game, the post game,
for that reason,
I don't know if
I'll
I can
stay.
go.
Yeah.
Someone should be home on the off chance they don't give us that.
Yeah. I'll volunteer.
All right. Yeah. You'll volunteer. So honest of you. Yeah, I have nothing to say for this match other than what we've already talked about. I don't think we learned a lot about the team. I think we're looking forward to next game. If we lose 6-1 against Club America, we can be as fucking apoplectic as you want. And if we win, we should be as excited as you want. If it's a close game, I think, we're underdogs. We should feel okay about that. But I don't know. I feel weirdly optimistic. I don't know why.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think they play up to their competition, especially at home. And I think that they'll give Club America a real challenge. But yes, Club America is still a favorite in this game.
All right. Well, we'll have a preview for that game. We're going to try to find a Club America podcast, right? To be on to talk to them.
Yeah, we're efforting.
Okay. Great.
Which reminds me, I need to follow up.
Oh, okay, great. Happy foot. Oh, Darren, are you on opioids? Did they give you? I thought they only gave you oxycodone, which is not an opioid, dog. Where I'm telling you, you got to tell them that you're still in pain, so they give you the good stuff. I'm not advocating lying to your doctor, everyone. All right. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Go enjoy your 3-day weekend. It's still early. You can go have a Saturday night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. And not the result we desired, but mid-season, weird game. Who gives a fuck about Montreal? Forward. I love you. Bye. Vince?
No, not after that game. Come on.
Vince?
That was a bad game.